All behavior has a purpose. It is your child's way of communicating to you their needs and desires. It's great when that behavior takes a positive form. However, what about misbehavior? What is your child telling you then? Alfred Adler identifies 4 goals of misbehavior: attention, power, proving inadequacy, and revenge. Hi, I'm Kim Feeney with Butterfly Beginnings Counseling, and welcome to my channel. I have over 10 years of experience helping hundreds of children and families to lead healthier emotional lives. And today I want to do the same thing for you so you can cope and your children can cope with big emotions. So go ahead, subscribe, and hit the bell for weekly notifications on the latest content. We've heard the statements, "I hate you," or "I wish you weren't my parent," coming from our kids, often followed by a slamming door. These are statements made from a goal of revenge. The child feels that someone hurt them. Consequently, to keep themselves safe, they push others away, leaving adults and others feeling hurt and either wanting to retaliate or withdrawing from connection. The children believe that the way people relate to one another is just by being hurtful or aggressive. So that's the way they're going to interact with others too. When a child's goal of misbehavior is revenge, they want to protect themselves. They need to ensure that no one gets close to them. So they engage in active behaviors to hurt others. For example, stealing, aggression, bullying, or just being malicious. Passively, they're moody, they pout, they threaten, they withdraw. When they're corrected or confronted about their behavior, these types of kids are going to escalate the desire to hurt others and push people away. An example of this type of child is a school bully. He or she goes around the school building, the schoolyard, recess, calling people names, threatening to beat them up after school, possibly stealing lunch money. Lacking friendships, this child, this bully, has then met their goal of keeping themselves safe. No one can hurt them because he or she will hurt them first. In an effort to shift the goal of revenge, as adults, you, we, I, need to not take anything personally. Their need to hurt others is not about us. It's more about protecting themselves. We need to be scrupulously fair, dividing things evenly, having a structure for things like assigning chores, bedtimes, screen time. We want to make sure we're reflecting feelings back to them, helping children feel seen and heard, making a list of positives about the child to reground yourself in caring about the child. Have that running list going through your head because parents feel hurt too. And keeping a list of positives about the child makes dealing with their behaviors just a little bit easier. We want to offer the child chances to help others. If they can be of service, the need for revenge will then decrease. We want to involve the child in problem solving, letting them know that you value their input. Never retaliate or escalate. Remaining regulated ourselves is essential in this process. We want to practice empathetic listening without interruption or judgment, affirming children even when they misbehave by giving them feedback that while you don't like their behavior, you love and value them as people unconditionally. For example, you could say, "I don't like what you said to me, and I love you." Avoiding punishments that can be perceived as hurtful or you getting back at them. And watch out when you set up consequences, that your tone of voice is calm, even, and controlled. If you need assistance with how to parent children with big, complex emotions, check out my new parenting course, Being With, at butterflybeginningscounseling.com/beingwith, or the link is below in the description. Another thing we want to keep in mind is to apologize when we've done something wrong. Try spending 10 minutes with your children doing activities they choose every single day. So go ahead, drop me a comment. Let me know what activities your kids would choose. What would they prefer to do with you? Activities you can do with your child whose goal of misbehavior is revenge can act like mirrors, taking turns with one of you leading and one of you following, rubbing lotion on one another's hands, and making eye contact, smiling at each other, or going for that unconditional joy, sprinkling powder on each other's hands, and then tracing, counting the lines on the palm, painting each other's nails, telling a shared story, alternating words and sentences or parts of the story just to see what you can create. Make an affirmation box or jar with little pieces of paper listing the ways your kids do count. Watching TV shows together that model positive relationships. Tell children stories in which they are the hero or the positive role model. Teach them self-soothing techniques like taking deep breaths, blowing bubbles, rocking, stretching, making horse lips. And of course, there's lots of recommendations below for books you can read to your child in the description. One of my personal favorites of these books is Llama Llama Time to Share. Also down below in the description, we have some resources for parents. We have positive discipline parenting cards there. We also have some books like No Drama Discipline by Dan Siegel and Tina Bryson, or The Pocket Coach for Parents. And then again, one of my personal favorites is Honey, I Wrecked the Kids by Allison Schaefer, and her follow-up, Ain't Misbehaving. The most important thing you can do for these revenge type kiddos is to provide them unconditional love. I understand this may be easier said than done, and it's so essential to shift the goal of misbehavior. While shifting this goal, connection is primary. Showing children they can trust others without that fear of being hurt. Providing these disconfirming experiences is our responsibility. Don't forget, check out my parenting course, Being With, using the link below in the description. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share with a friend. Until next time, wherever you are in your day, hug your child and make it a great one.